what happens now that minor leaguers are represented by the Major League Baseball Players Association, right? So it's the MLBPA that's now representing. They're unionizing under the MLBPA umbrella. Is there a conflict of interest there in any way with the major and minor leaguers, or no?
That would have been a question that I would have had of anyone else except Tony Clark.
Okay.
And Tony Clark, I trust.
Yeah. Okay.
And in his leadership and his staff over at the Players Association, I think that with the this grip that they have taken hold of this charge and moved forward with it to the point of such smooth implementation, I fully trust in the way that it's going to be rolled out and the acceptance by the major league players. And let's not be fooled that now it actually gives minor leaguers a voice, because up until this point, the MLBPA still negotiated using the minor league players as pawns in CBA negotiations.
Right. Right. So there is some history of and there's three parties. There's the MLB Players Association. There were all the minor leaguers, and then there were the teams, right? So there was that jockeying of, if a team says, well, we can do this for the major leaguers, but not the minor leaguers. And that's kind of the point here, is it's not just two sides. There's three sides.
Well, there's been two sides, but one of the sides has been able to use
representation.
The little kids over here
right.
as pawns and their leverage. Well, if you don't do what we ask, or in order to get what we want,
right,
we're going to leverage these guys over here that have no voice at all.
Interesting. How many minor leaguers have an agent?
Oh, I'd say that less minor league players have an agent than those that do have an agent.
So you're saying less than half of minor leaguers have an agent?
Yeah. Unless, here's what I would say. If you're a prospect, you have an agent. If you were a kid drafted out of high school or for a low dollar amount, very few have guys that are still standing behind them 100%. For example, purchasing their equipment of up to $2,000 per year, taking them for a good meal, checking in with them daily to make sure that they're being represented in a way. The example, where this is so incredibly helpful, I had a kid who was staying in a hotel and the hotel had bed bugs. He didn't want to bother me, so he reached out to the team directly. The team tells him, you'll be fine, it's not bed bugs. So finally, he takes a picture, he sends it to me. I fortunately have a good enough relationship with the team. They get his room moved and all that good stuff.
Right.
That's great for him. Non-prospect, great for him. But there were 10 other guys who were also sleeping in rooms with bed bugs.
Right.
Didn't have an agent. And I think about those guys. I think about the Latin kids who came over here with low signing bonuses and haven't been exposed to an agent, or they haven't proven themselves above A ball or high A to be worthy of having someone represent them. I've represented a lot of players that really didn't need an agent, only because I felt like they needed a parent. They needed a parent on this side of the globe to make sure that they were taken care of.
Well, and that kind of seems like what unionization almost is. Like, it doesn't guarantee every player has that agent looking out for them, but at least there's some resources, right? Like, if something is this terrible, at least there's a phone number to call, right? It's a start.
Absolutely. And the other part of it is if I turn out to be the agent that doesn't return the call to the kid with bed bugs.
Right.
It doesn't return the call to the kid who isn't a prospect and have no plans, or there's no way for me to make any money off of him for at least 5 years. So I don't return his call. He
right.
has up until this point, that kid has had no resource whatsoever to find out, is the way that the team treating me fair?
Right.
I think what my coach said is that I'm not allowed to go play winter ball, but they want me to be here, 3 times in the off season, which means I won't be able to work either.
Right.